I want to ask Ash a question. You've been in a relationship. This is me setting. This is a scenario. I don't know shit about her personal life. You've been in a relationship for 3 years. You and your man are on the up and up. Y'all doing good, or woman. I don't know what you into. Y'all doing good, and he proposes. Mm-hmm. You go to set a wedding date, and he doesn't want to give you an actual date. He doesn't want to actually plan an actual date. He's like, oh, let's just go with the flow type thing. What's your next move?
The first thing I need to know why. Why do you not want to set a date? And I'm hitting that head on because you're not going to keep evading me. So why do you not want to have a date? If I ask that question, I don't get a clear answer. Now we're on a ticking time clock because I'm not interested. Again, I said 2, 3, 3. That's 2 weeks to plan a date. That's 2 years to date and figure out the exclusivity. And then there's 2 years for engagement. It doesn't have to be 2 years, but it takes wedding venues, it takes a long time. So I'm giving it that span of time. I'm not going to be in these spaces for longer than that because I know what I'm trying to do in this. Mm-hmm. And if you give me ambiguity, all I can think at that point is that I'm going to have this happen throughout our relationship. Mm-hmm. And so now I don't trust your leadership because you're not consistent and you're not confident in the decisions you're making as it pertains to me.
You gonna question my...
I ain't gonna lie to you. It sounds like, bitch, you leading the relationship. Well, I didn't mean to call you bitch, my bad. But it sounds like you leading the relationship. You saying it takes 2 weeks and you gotta do it under 2 weeks, and then after 2 years you gotta do that under 2 years, and then on 2 years you gotta... It sounds like you're leading the relationship, number one. Number two, I will say, though, you have your own preference. That's cool. That's fine. That's dandy, etc. But I would want you to find a dude that has that same 2 weeks, 2 years, blah, 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 innately in himself. So that way you guys can sync together. And you're not pushing him to do shit when he's not ready to do shit. Or you are the one that's leading the relationship when he's not ready to do certain things in that said relationship. That one's a little tricky because now it's like you're on a ticking time bomb. I don't know if that necessarily makes sense. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from what I'm about to say. But I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
I think as a woman, yes, you should be striving to marry before you carry. But as a man, I don't necessarily agree. I don't think that in 2025 you should be getting married willy-nilly out here like that. If someone's willing to convince me otherwise, I'm all ears. I'm ready for a debate. I'll hear a debate. I'll have a conversation. If you don't want to have a debate, I'll have a conversation about it, etc. But in 2025, I can't suggest men get married. I understand what marriage is. I understand what monogamy is. I understand it for society reasons. I understand it for for men that don't get women to not go crazy, and that's why we push it in society in the West, etc. I understand that, okay? But when it comes to 2025 individually, I can't suggest men get married in 2025. I gotta stand on that. And until I'm proven otherwise, I can't suggest that.
My leadership
if you can't give me a wedding date,
exactly.
Yeah, I
exactly.
No. Now you gonna propose to me and then not be able to give me a date.
Your time frame.
Facts.
You
I
didn't
just
give me
said
another
that.
date.
What if mine was 666?
Did you give me that date?
Hold on, you goddamn devil.
Yeah, I'm
Skip it past it. No. If you gave me a time frame, if I say I want to get married in 2 years and you say, baby, I need 3 or 4 years, I'm going to ask you why. If you can give me a reasonable answer, that's a different conversation.
But why does he need to give you a reasonable answer if he's the one leading the relationship? That doesn't make sense. If he's already a good man, he's already treating you right, he's already taking care of you, etc., 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 bitch, it's on his terms, not yours. That's what submission is. Now, again, I want to be clear. It is something to say with you having your own preferences about things, etc. But at the same exact time, you have to understand you are not the leader. So you can't be the one dictating the terms of the relationship when you are not the leader of the said relationship. You can definitely voice your opinions. You can definitely give your thoughts, etc. And he hears you out and y'all maybe come to some type of agreement, etc. But ultimately, it should be his decision if you're going to have a traditional relationship. Or why get married in the first place? Marriage in and of itself is traditional. So if you're going to try to get into a marriage, you don't do it based off of your own desires and non-traditionalness. Like, that doesn't make sense, bro. This bitch is a walk. I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you bitch. Damn. I'm not gonna stop that, but I definitely do need to, tone that down, maybe a tiny bit. But yeah, you're not finna dictate the terms of this relationship, bro. What the fuck? That don't make sense. You're not finna dictate the terms of relationship from a position of, oh, you got 2 weeks, and then you got 2 weeks to do this. No, that's not finna happen. Sorry.
That's my time frame.
No, but why? So you want him to explain himself, but you got to explain yours too. You can't
Facts.
ask for something from somebody who's not willing to do the same thing. So if you say that 6 is good or 6 ain't good, I need to know your reason. He says, all right, well 2 is too fast. I need to know
your
reason.
reasoning.
Again, as I said, I was taught if you get ready to propose to a woman, you need to be ready to get married that same day.
But
so the
a
day you
woman
ask
told
me to
you
marry
that.
me,
She ain't no proposal.
you don't know who told
nobody.
me that.
You said your grandma told you that.
Oh, she did. You're right.
Damn. That's why you gotta be quiet.
Your grandma ain't never had to take care of a nigga before.
My
She
grandmother
don't
was
have
not married
responsibility
until
that
my
come
grandfather
with it.
passed. Both of my grandparents were married and
No,
widowed,
I
so-
know. I'm saying your grandma could tell you something like that because she don't have the responsibility and the burden of taking care of a whole fucking family.
What are you talking about?
She can only tell you about the other side.
The receiving end.
I'm
But now
a
the real
woman, so what I was taught in my experience may be different from yours, but you asked me what my experience and
So,
my reason.
so my question to you is,
Can I just
is
ask a question?
if he doesn't meet it, if he doesn't meet the timeline, and he gives you a legitimate reason that's legitimate for him, like your reason is legitimate for you, but that doesn't work for you, you just walk away from that relationship?
If he gives me a legitimate reason.
That was a great question. I'm so glad you asked that question, my boy. This is going to make her have some little bit of cognitive dissonance. I love that you asked that question. Let me see. K real quick. He says, bro, where you been? I'm glad you're back. Yeah, baby. We back at it again. I normally don't do lives, bro. So, but now I'm doing this live shit. I'm doing it for the what do you call it? The clips, the videos, etc. So I was like, fuck it. I might as well just go live since I make the videos anyway. But yeah, man, your boy's here. I'm in here, baby. Like the video, man. Subscribe. Do all that. I'm talking about.
For me.
But this is a great question that he asked.
Really is contextual because it depends on the
Yeah, it depends on the person.
See, that tells me that you're the one that dictates the relationship. I don't give a fuck what his reason is. I don't. You know what? The synergy of the energy tells me that it's just not the right time. And I really, dwell on energy, and energy is very important to me. This is why you got me, right? Like, throughout my whole life, when I started to become really more wealthy, more competent, more in shape, etc., that's when I started to really get into that energy thing. That's how I got to that level, is because of this energy thing. She's not going to be like, oh yeah, baby, it's cool. Yeah, you right. Follow that energy. You right. I'm going to go with no, because she's going to be like, that doesn't make sense. You bitch, you don't get to dictate that. He does. He is the one that's in control of the relationship, not you. That's why this was a phenomenal question. And this tells me that she's secretly a feminist, bro. Why are you getting married and having traditional values and conservative views, etc., religious even, if you're going to just be a fucking modern day bitch that fucking that has a modern day relationship spin to a traditional thing? It don't work. If you're gonna have that traditional shit, you gotta live that traditional shit. If you're gonna have the modern shit, you can live that modern shit. But it's almost contradictory to try to do both at the same exact time. It is.
I'm
To
about
know
to say,
what the
if you
reason
him, like,
is.
you
That's
can wait
how
10
I
years.
would go
What
for
if
it.
Wait till you
okay,
get
let's
married.
say the reason is like what we said earlier. Let's say they're like, oh, let me just put up this finish this master's program.
That's reasonable. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Now let me. I don't want to ask you this question because it's not. I don't want to make it personal. But my issue when I hear things like that is, a lot of women want to compare with their mother or their grandmother.
But you not your mother or your
the
grandmother.
expectation that they set,
Mm-hmm.
but they're half the woman of that woman.
Facts.
Not you, but you can be half the woman of your grandmother that taught you this.
Or
you can be half the woman of your mother that taught you this. So you're not willing to do what they were willing to do. Your threshold is so far beneath that you don't have the luxury
Facts.
to buy that time that they bought.
I'll
That's
give you an
my.
experience. My very last relationship, the way that it went was that man told me very early on he planned to marry me. He wanted to be married. We had these conversations. He was very clear about the fact that he wanted to reach certain financial goals before we got to that point. I made a point to make sure he was reaching those goals. By the time I left that relationship off, he was 10 times better than when I came into the relationship. I was the person that decided to end the relationship anyway. So it was okay, but what I'm saying is I'm not less than anything.
You know what
I'm going to, if you tell me that this is your goal as a woman, as the other half in this partnership, my job is to get you there. It's not just about doing laundry. It's not just about fucking. It's not just about raising kids. It's about being an actual partner in this unit.
No, we not
And-
partners. Stop saying it.
You're not partners.
Listen.
Yeah, you're not partners. You're just say teammates. Because partners implies that you guys are on equal playing fields. That's why people will have a problem with you saying the word partners. Partners implies that you are on equal playing field, and by just the way that you're speaking and your demeanor, etc., by saying I'm going to give him 2 weeks and then 2 years, etc., you are trying to dictate terms of the relationship when in essence he should be the one dictating the terms of the relationship, not you. So that tells me that you want to see yourself as partners. You want to see yourself as equals. So then why get married in the fucking first place? Why get married to someone above you, but then see them as an equal? Bro, that doesn't even make logical sense. I'm getting tired. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm getting tired. But I'm gonna finish this up. Let's get it.
No, don't nobody listen, bro. When you get with a dude, you want somebody that's smart. They got more money.
I just said this.
Strong.
Okay.
They got
I don't miss, baby.
We ain't partners, baby.
Facts.
When I left the
I'm up
relationship,
here,
he
you
was
right-
smarter.
I'm
He
your
was making
superior.
more money. His leadership skills were better. His decisions.
That doesn't matter. What you're saying doesn't matter. You can still be lesser than, and I don't mean as a human, as a valuable human. I don't mean it in that way. But as a apples to apples when it comes to smarter, more competent, more experienced, more money, stronger, faster, reaction time, etc., etc., etc. I don't want to go down a whole fucking diatribe ass list. But the point is, that person is typically going to be better than you. So how the fuck could y'all be equal when he's by definition better than you on most accords? Obviously, he can't have children. Okay. He don't have breasts. Okay. He might not look better than you when it comes to objective looking. Okay. Other than that, he's above you, bitch. So why would you look at him as an equal or as a partnership? That's all this other dude is saying. You can't be partners or on an equal playing field if he's actually above you.
Making what's better, and that's not from my opinion. I could call him; he'll tell you the same thing.
It wasn't because he couldn't get there.
Then why didn't he get there before me?
He would have
I'm
eventually
saying
got
that
there.
it wasn't better.
No, that's not necessarily true. You said he eventually got there. That's not necessarily
No,
true.
no. I'm saying he wasn't better.
Yeah, y'all talking past each other at this point. It's too many people talking. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is the only reason why I don't like things like this, because they be talking past each other on a lot of different things. Yes, he definitely could have not gotten there without her. That's for sure. He could have gotten there faster with her. He could have got there faster without her as well. And you can add value to someone's life without still believing that you're equal to them. That doesn't make sense. If I hire an assistant, my assistant is not equal to me, but she would add value to my life and help me get to where I need to be faster. But is my assistant my equal? I wish someone would just ask that question and someone would pose that hypothetical, because that would force her to be like, oh, damn, hold on, you actually right. That's the only problem what I have with shows like this. And it seems like, obviously not seems like, but Anton is not there, and he's not there to give him that real. You know what I mean? So I gotta do it on this reaction video. I gotta give him the real in this reaction video. So I really wish someone would have asked that question and gave that hypothetical, because that would have made her be like, oh shit, damn, you right.
He wasn't what he was saying, in my opinion. And I don't know the situation. I'm just speaking from the outside looking in. If somebody is better, you are a addition. Mm-hmm. You are not the backbone.
Women are multipliers by nature. That's what we do.
Nah, man, that's having kids.
But
that's across the board.
No, that's across the board. I agree with the ladies on this one, my boy. You lost me. Yeah, you lost me.
Women have to understand that being a multiplier and being a foundation is not the same.
Woo.
Right? So you are his foundation. You are not his multiplier. You didn't take something that he had and amplified it. You actually gave him structure because he didn't have it.
I would say the contrary. I didn't build his foundation. He is who he is. I came in and multiplied his abilities and gave him the position and confidence and space to do more with what he already had.
I think that there's a scenario of what you're saying exists. And I don't know if that necessarily applies to her scenario, but I have been that person. I've been that woman that got into a situation, saw somebody's potential, and said, "Oh, your goals are to own your own studio, to be a Grammy-nominated studio engineer, and to do this. Oh, let me hit the pavement and help you out." And that's where women fuck up.
Exactly.
Let these niggas do what they need to do on their own.
Yeah.
Let these men literally establish their own identity,
Yeah, we got to.
figure out who they are, figure out what they want out of life, and then you build with them.
Yeah.
You do not get with somebody who's still trying to put the puzzle pieces together and don't even have all the puzzle pieces.
I disagree. What the fuck are you talking about? What? And you wonder why niggas just cheat on you, bitch ass. It's like, you wonder why niggas just cheat. You wonder why niggas just out here not giving a fuck, etc. Man, what? Even though most of them gonna cheat anyway, so that might be an L argument for me, for my sake. But still, I'm still gonna stand on it. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna stand on it. That's no. I can't get behind that. So for you to say, hey, I am going to meet you at the finish line once you get at the finish line, why would I even take you seriously? Why would I get you versus get someone else? There's something to be said with women that come up with men. A lot of times, a lot of men that come up, they're staying with the women that came up with because they came up with. It was purely based off of they came up with that person. What are you talking about, bruh? Nah, I don't like. This might be one of them takes I gotta really think about, because this might be one of them videos I might really have to do with LoveTalk so we can have a conversation about it. Because I can't get behind this one, baby.
That's where we drop the ball at so often. And it was almost a trigger when you talk about men dating potential, because it's like, bro, we can't all be out here just, oh, you cool, you cute, oh, that you might work, oh, that might work. We can't all be out here just all over the place. So somebody has to lead the situation. And I really feel like that this is the reason why it's so much piss in the dating pool. And we also about the pissy ass dating pool, because in reality, instead of us focusing on ourselves, looking within, getting ourselves together, we will literally be like, oh, I'm gonna date you, 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 and then we become sad pissed.
That point is a little bit good. I kind of fuck with that. That point is a little bit good, which is, that people should definitely focus on themselves when it comes to bettering themselves for themselves as well as the opposite gender. I typically agree with that. But I am not getting behind with the notion that you should be picking the winners at the end. This is one of the talking points of the RP. And this is one of the things that women say, oh no, I don't just pick the winners, blah, 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 blah. You're literally telling women to just pick the winners. And if you're going to pick the winners are going to do winner shit. So that's why I disagree with that. But hold on, let me see this comment that I just saw. Why should she be with me at my highest when she wasn't with me at my lowest? Facts, mystery. That's what I'm saying. Like, why? I mean, see, this is tricky. This is a very contextual conversation. Context matters. It's a very contextual conversation. Because on one hand, I understand from the women's perspective in her having the ability to choose a lot of different options when it comes to having sex, and then that sex may be potentially leading to a relationship. I get that. So there's a notion to be said in saying, why should a woman get with a guy that just has potential when that potential may not actually come to fruition, right? There's something to be said about that, because now she's wasting her value on a dude that may not ever have value. That needs to be said. So from their perspective, I understand that. But from a male perspective, why would I care more about... which one would I care more about? A bitch that was holding me down, and let's say they both equal looks-wise, etc., everything equal with both bitches, right? The bitch that came up with me, or the bitch that once I got famous, big, Paul. Well, that's not Paul. But once I got big, once I got the money, once I got the status, etc., now I got the women. Which one I'm going to show more leniency towards? Which one I'm going to have more love for? Which one I'm going to be more grateful to? Those are things that also need to be said from the male perspective. Because I'm definitely going to be more grateful to the woman that was there with me throughout all them fucking hard times. I'm definitely going to be more appreciative of this woman that was with me through the hard times. For sure. So there's something to be said on both sides. Maybe we'll have a conversation about it on the podcast. But this is a great conversation. I got to remember this. Ultimately, this is a great video. Yeah, I loved it. I wish Anton was there though. I wish he laid down the hammer type shit. So I wish he definitely was there. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like me, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, you already know where to find me. And I'm out. Peace.